Hey, it's Chris again from Beatles Toy Box. Just wanted to make a quick little video about some cool places I went yesterday. Did some thrifting, hit up an estate sale, and found a whole plethora of cool vintage items I wanted to share with you. First up, I went to the Humane Society thrift shop in Salem, Oregon, and they're pretty hit and miss. They sometimes have, but they usually have some cooler stuff than the other thrift stores. Not every time I go is a hit, but this time was pretty nice. But yesterday's snag was a bunch of vintage Topps Wacky packages or Wacky Packs cards. If you don't know what those are, they're sort of like cards with art that makes fun of different companies and brands. So like we have Painters, What a Mess, Mixed Up Nuts. You have clunky chocolate instead of chunky chocolate, Stove Glop, Lifesavers, which is a making fun of jail, Harry Lee brownies. We got a couple of those Lifesavers, a couple of the heavy. The one I really like though, well, this one was really neat. Coffin Mate. It's got a cool little vampire on it. Pretty cool. I remember those old Coffee Mate creamers that my grandma used to have when I was growing up. And also, this is my favorite, and it's in really nice condition. I may send this one in to get graded. It is a Mountain Dew card, which is making fun of Mountain Dew, which is one of my favorite beverages back when I could drink it. And a bunch of other kind of fun ones. Three Mosquitoes instead of Three Musketeers. They're just silly cards, but a little before my time growing up, but I thought they're pretty neat. I've always been into non-sports cards, especially vintage ones from the 70s and 80s, so these are definitely a quick pickup. The worst part about these is there was a rubber band on the cards. They were storing them in a rubber band, so the outside two cards were really hashed, but because I mean all they are is a sticker with a little wax paper backing, but most of them are really good. I think some of them are actually going to grade out well when I finally do send them in to get graded. Hopefully that Mountain Dew one comes back as a really nice, at least a 9. 8 would be nice, but a 9 would be great. Then the next stop I went into Salem. The whole reason I went into Salem is some friends of mine own a place called Nest Egg Estate Sales, and they're having a really cool estate sale with it was belonged to an old lunchbox collector and a bunch of other cool vintage items. So I hit up that place and ended up getting a couple cool items. Got this Masters of the Universe lunchbox. It's metal. It's a little beat up, like you'd expect from stuff from that era, but this one is complete with the thermos and the lid. One little issue, and I can't tell if that's as designed or not because it's a perfect little divot, but there's a little dent in there. It might be by design. I have to look. I don't know much about lunch boxes. I just know I like Masters of the Universe stuff. So got this one for my personal collection. I didn't get a lot of this stuff to resell. A lot of it was for my personal collections. But there's some neat stuff there, and I just wanted to share it with you. Next one that came up was vintage G.I. Joe lunchbox. And it too had the thermos. This plastic one. A lot of people like the metal ones better. I kind of like the old plastic ones. Those are sort of the era that I was a kid. This one actually has the thermos. Thermos is a little broken, but I actually have this thermos. I'm just missing the lid, so I can swap out, and I'll have a complete nice lunchbox. But G.I. Joe is one of my favorite toy lines, and I figured I could get that, add it to my cool collection. Then one of the other lunchboxes I got for myself, Ewoks. This one's actually really nice condition, so one of the nicer condition ones I got for myself. Complete with a thermos. Again, I didn't really have a lunchbox when I was growing up. I always envied the kids that did. But I didn't use cold lunches very often either, as parents are all about making sure we had hot lunches at school. But the Ewoks one's pretty cool. I like that with Wicket on his hang glider. And then the fourth lunchbox I got for myself was the Empire Strikes Back, or Return of the Jedi. I'm sorry, my mistake there. Return of the Jedi lunchbox. This one's pretty nice. It has, I thought, and I didn't double check, came with thing. It has the wrong thermos. This one goes to the plastic Star Wars lunchboxes, but that's all right. I'll find the real one eventually. Had two other lunchboxes I got for other people, but I figure I could share them off. One of my coworkers is leaving to go to another job, but she is a huge Star Trek fan, and I found the Star Trek The Next Generation lunchbox for her, so she can eat her lunch in style when she goes to her place of new employment. And then, it's not a lunchbox, but I did find a cool Transformers thermos. I don't have anything that goes with it, but I love that old Transformers art from the 80s. Those toys really talk to me. That's it for the lunch boxes. And then I got a couple other cool retro items here. We'll start out with a neat little Return of the Jedi cup or mug, drinking mug. These are pictures of the Ewok village. There's a little paint rub on it, but still in really nice condition. Then had to get this Mac Tonight mug. I just remember that McDonald's ad campaign. It was really just threw me back to being a kid. Another little drinking mug here. We got a Transformers drinking mug, or drinking cup, not a mug, but some cool little Transformers art on it. Most of this stuff didn't cost me too much. The lunchboxes were more expensive, but everything else was sort of I got together as a bulk deal. And then some cool buttons. I got a VH1 button, Dune button, Star Trek, the motion picture, or one of the motion pictures. It's an older William Shatner, E.T. and Me, The Explorers, a Seattle Seahawks button, and a Chuck E. Cheese button. Always love getting vintage 80s buttons. I don't wear anything. I mean, I suppose I could put a Ramblin' Rod style vest together. If you don't know who Ramblin' Rod is, he was a kids TV character. Aired a cartoon show every weekday morning when I was growing up. He's based out of Portland. Used to have kids live in the audience. Two other things I got. I found apparently the owner at the estate sale was a big Smurfs fan, so I got a couple Smurfs glasses. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I always buy glasses when I go. It's just I have a hard time leaving them. I always want to save them and put them in a collection, but glassware takes up a lot of space. I have a bunch of other glasses that I don't necessarily need either, but these ones are pretty cool. It's a Harmony Smurf and Baker Smurf. Some cool Smurf glasses. I'm just probably going to put them with the rest of my collectible glasses for now, and I'll figure out what to do with them later. Also got this other cool little Smurf thing. I don't really know what it is. It looks like it's screwed into something at one point. I figure I can use it for some kind of decoration or hide it somewhere within my displays. But yeah, it looks like he knows it. It might be. It's not Brainy. Brainy has glasses. I don't know which one that is. It's probably just generic Smurf. Couple other things I found at that estate sale. A sweet old Mickey Mouse Radio Shack calculator. Haven't tried it out to see if it works yet, but I'm a big fan of licensed electronics from back in the 80s. Again, most of the stuff, I'm just into stuff that was sort of cool when I was a kid and really made me help with some of my personality and develop what I like and what I don't like. A couple other cool things. I got a couple of neat little wallets, kids wallets from the 80s, Return of the Jedi, and a Smurfette. Checked, there wasn't anything in them, but always neat to find little I like ephemera sometimes. I collect toys, but I love finding things that are licensed and are related to it. I know nowadays everything's licensed and related to everything, but it's always cool finding some of this older stuff. Moving on, we found a couple other things. Here we got, ended up finding some Happy Meal boxes, and these ones are pretty sweet. These are Super Mario 3 Happy Meal boxes, unused. Don't know if they're worth anything. I thought they were pretty neat, though. I love, that's one of my things I collect is old Nintendo stuff or Nintendo-related stuff. So anything from the 90s that's related to the NES, I'm always down on getting. And then a McDonald's Happy Meal Duplo set that's still in the package. I just thought it was a cool little set. I don't typically get McDonald's toys, but as this is licensed by Lego and it's a Duplo set, this is back when they actually gave away some pretty decent items in your Happy Meals at McDonald's. And then a cool little McDonald's Fun Times calendar from 1989, and some of it's marked on there. Or maybe it's not. Nope, that's not marked. That's just somebody, that's the printed on there. Just talking about different days and important days and everything. I just thought it was neat. Hasn't been written in. It'll just go into my fast food paper ephemera stuff. I don't collect My Little Pony, but I do buy them for my shows, and I found these cool ones. The big plush one, I know the plush ones sometimes are worth a little bit. This one's a pretty cool one. The colors were neat. Hopefully I can find a new home for it. Of course, my wife looked at it, and it's a unicorn with purple hair. She may take it from me. And then a couple others. I don't know names, so I'd have to look them up. But I know these usually do well at my shows. I usually sell them out, or when I go to a show. And then the other thing is something I'd never seen. I know it's a My Little Pony, but it's some kind of bird with a little latchy thing. I'm going to do a little research to figure out what it does. Moving on, we're almost done with this box. A couple other things that are always neat. We have, and I grabbed them because I didn't know if I had them. I went and looked. I do have them. A couple Chuck E. Cheese PVC figures. I don't know how many there are. I haven't found a good checklist of them, but I've been just slowly buying these over time. I was a big Chuck E. Cheese fan growing up, and I'm always into trying to get Chuck E. Cheese licensed stuff. Little glowworm thing. I'm just going to throw some of these are just going to go into my bargain bins for when I do comic book shows and toy shows. And a Food Fighter figure. Unfortunately, he's missing his hat and he doesn't have any of his equipment. But they're pretty popular with collectors. I don't collect them myself. I'm going to be ended up hopefully trading or selling them for some stuff that I do collect. A couple more miscellaneous things. I got a Big Mac pullback Hot Wheels car. It's in really good condition. I think it's one I don't have yet. A Mickey Mouse PVC, and then a really, I can't tell how old it is. I feel like it's older, but it's yellowed Smurf Pez dispenser. I don't collect Pez dispensers. I don't typically collect Smurfs either, but again, I remember getting up as a kid when I was 10 or 11 years old, and I'd get up early because Smurfs were always one of the first shows on, and I'd go over to my grandma's and watch it. There were some Star Wars things at that show, and unfortunately, there wasn't a lot left when I got there. Things I did buy were some just parts and pieces. I got a probe droid from a playset, which I thought was neat. Love the old probe droid growing up. And then just some random parts and an Ewok. So he's going to hang out in a little spaceship. And a Millennium Falcon radar disc. Kind of bummed I didn't make it there in time to actually get anything, but that's the way things go. Or to get the Star Wars stuff anyway. And then seats to the land speeder, which is, it looks like they got a little damage to them, but it's lucky because I need an extra seat. I have a land speeder missing a seat. And then a die-cast TIE Fighter center. Just going to put that in my collectible stuff, or parts bin. And then a cool little Huey Duck party favor. And was that it from the show? Oh no, there's couple other little things from the estate sale. they had a little section of Lord of the Rings stuff, and so I got some Middle-earth collectible card game cards. I also collect old dead CCGs, and I'm glad I found a pack. I don't know, probably going to end up selling the CCG lot and try to get some of the other cards that I trade for. And then, yeah, no, it just keeps going on this show. And then we end up with some Lord of the Rings minis from Harlequin Miniatures. And these are pretty cool. I don't know if they're worth much, but I got them for pretty cheap. I may use them for a couple of the other war games I play. They look like they'll be fun to paint up. They're pretty detailed. Not too shoddy, but we'll see at some point. And then I think that was it from the estate sale for the most part. Then I hit up, nope, I got one other thing from the estate sale. I got an Alf puppet. I grabbed this. I have a co-worker that collects Alf, and anytime I find odd Alf products, I try to let her know, and she'll pick it up. Hi, Holly. So hopefully she doesn't have that one. If she does, I'll put it in my show stock. Then next up, I hit up a couple other little thrift stores once I was finished with the estate sale, and I got a cheap lot of these little big books from I'm guessing from the 60s. Most of them aren't anything I'm personally interested in. I think I am going to keep one of them though, because it was a Space Ghost, and big fan of Space Ghost. But that'll be the one I'm going to keep. But it looks like we got Bugs Bunny, Woody Woodpecker, Flipper, Frankenstein Jr., Calcutta Affair, or that's the Man from U.N.C.L.E., and The Invaders. So these are all pretty cool little books. I figured I could find a collector somewhere that'd be interested in them and do some trading or selling. But the Space Ghost is going to enter into my collection. Found a Dungeons & Dragons Player's Handbook for next to nothing, and this is a really nice one. Had to check, though, because I couldn't remember how many I had. I think I have enough. So this one's going to be an extra, and probably end up moving it on, too, to find somebody that needs it. And the last thing I got while I was out thrifting, which was a pretty decent score, was a Metal Box Dune Extended Edition, and this thing is beautiful. DVDs are really nice condition still. I was super happy to find this. I love the old Dune movie, and this will probably be going into my collection. But that was that's all the treasure hunting I did yesterday. I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to leave comments. Let me know what you think. Always looking for constructive criticism, and hope you all have a good day. Thanks. Bye.